and thank you for joining me for the presentation about partnering with families to empower children in holistic math and numeracy learning. First, let's begin with an equation. Family plus educators equal competent and capable learners. This addition represents partnership. That means that when the children receive the support they need to thrive in their learning, they become more confident and capable. And from there, we'll explore the key topics of today's presentation: family's role, how educators bridge connection with families, and how a holistic approach to math can support children's development in all areas. First, it's the family's role. To fully appreciate the role families play, we have to first recognize the importance of introducing children to foundational math concepts at a very early age. As discussed by Noss in 2017, when children are exposed to numeracy early on, they start to develop a basis of what math is, leading to greater confidence and capabilities as learners, which set the stage for understanding that math isn't just a topic reserved for when children are older. It can start right at home with the support of the people they trust most. Using Bronfenbrenner's ecological system theory, we see that families and educators are key members of the child's microsystem. And by connecting the environment of home and childcare, forming the child's mesosystem, we maintain consistent learning throughout the environment. And according to Braggs and colleagues in 2020, family plays a crucial role as a child's first educators, influencing their attitude, motivation, and academic success. Simply put, when parents encourage and celebrate their child's early math experience, it builds resilience and confidence that can last beyond their early years. And while children possess the innate ability to understand complex concepts, offering encouragement and showing a positive attitude really helps a ton. Research from Noss in 2017, alongside Galenos and colleague in 2023, suggests that when educators are hesitant or show a phobia towards math, they can influence a child's perception of the subject. The same goes for families. If a parent believes that math is too hard or not for them, fueling by the fear of being unqualified, or that math is too early for my child, that fear can unintentionally pass on to the children. So, as the child's first teacher, they must role model a positive and encouraging attitude towards math. We can't expect children to feel excited in a show of math if the adults around them aren't showing the same belief. Right. Research by Muschio and colleagues in 2014 indicates that when families are actively connected with teachers at school, children can form relationships easier, show increased motivation, and achieve stronger academic outcome. This goes to show that connection between home and daycare is two-sided, with one side supporting the other, sharing the same goal of developing math in children. As Davies and Kelly in 2017 emphasized, when parents engage with their children in math activities, it directly strengthens their attitudes toward the learning. Families are not just seen as supporters, but active participants in shaping how children view and interact with math. So by creating a good home environment where math is encouraged, it can be encouraged in play, conversation, and daily routine, family lays the groundwork for a positive learning experience. A fact sheet developed by the VEYLDF state that math is everywhere, so introducing through everyday activities and play can help children explore numbers, patterns, shapes, and measurements while making meaningful connections to the world. This document also shows multiple math activities that families can do with children at home. Activities like measuring ingredients while baking a cake, singing number rhymes, counting items during a shopping trip, and it can also gain conception of money. We must always be mindful of equity aspects also. The paper by Muniz and colleagues in 2021 really shone a light on the challenges some parents face during supporting the children learning. It highlights that while not all families have access to the latest math resources, it is the parents' education that affect the learning rather than their income. This tells us that parental involvement in math development can still thrive in lower income households, so long as the focus is to value and enjoy it. On to the next part. A strong partnership doesn't happen automatically. It takes effort from both sides. As educators, we have the responsibility to keep families feel empowered and involved in the child's journey. But with families busier than ever, how do we do that? We keep the communication strong. And this is where ICT comes along. It is a powerful tool to support this area. Research by Hashiani and colleagues in 2023 shows that apps and digital platforms have made it easier than ever to share updates with families, quickly and meaningfully. With just a click, we can update parents on the child's learning. Cool. They can update on the child's milestones and learning journey as well. The research also points out that ePortfolio gives families instant access to the child's files, allowing them to give feedback, suggestion, share experience. All of this can happen without needing long conversations during pickup time. So yeah. However, we need to be mindful that not every family had the same access to digital resources. So equity needs to be at every step of our practice so that no one feels left out. And finally, this presentation talks about a holistic approach in math and how family can support this. In 2017, Nas presented an argument that resonated deeply with me. It questions Piaget's developmental theory, which tends to focus on a deficit view of children's ability. As an Reggio Emilia educator, I believe that limiting children's potential based on their age is quite a restrictive practice. And when given the right support and encouragement, children can really surprise us by showing us their ability to understand complex concepts in math, or showing us that their development are far more dynamic than the assumptions suggest. A holistic approach to math and numeracy in children can extend across all 5 developmental areas and is closely linked to all the learning outcomes in the UILF. For example, a group of experience in the home corner, where children pretend to buy fruits from a stall, can support multiple outcomes such as communication, well-being, and confidence. An art activity studying the Aboriginal symbol could deepen their connectedness to nature. And music time can contribute to their sense of identity and well-being. It is important to remember that even when using math as the basis of our research, not every outcome needs to focus exclusively on outcome 4. In this profession, educators need to take into account the children's development across multiple areas to paint a very comprehensive picture of who they are and understand their overall growth. This is where families can shine. By staying in regular contact with educators, asking for advice, and sharing feedbacks, we can work alongside each other to support the child's learning. One really great example of it is the Ohana project by Moshio and colleagues in 2014. The teachers are provided with materials and tools to build on the child's natural interests and abilities. So, yeah, it's giving families a chance to put their voice and cultural input into the children's learning, making math experience more meaningful and relevant. However, it's important to remember that when we focus solely on academic achievement, we actually put a lot of unnecessary pressure on the children, as Momo's research also shows. So we should learn instead through games. Teachers can step in and guide through meaningful conversations and develop their children's critical thinking skills by observing, comparing, and solving problems. And that sums up the aim of the presentation. proving that supporting children in math learning is a shared journey between educators and family.